viewers, my name's Cara. You're watching my personal channel, CuteWitch772. I'm recording this video on the same day that I'm recording my unboxing video, which will either be posted before this video on this channel or right after this video on this channel. Not immediately after, but like the next video I post. So if I'm deciding to do it after and you're watching this now, it's not up yet. I just threw on a cardigan to differentiate from it. What I'm doing today is a thing that I'm trying. It's new. Both of these videos are new because I don't think I've ever done a proper unboxing video before on this channel either. I've like done haul type things, but never an unboxing. And this video is a totally new thing. Yesterday I was watching Grace Helbig, and Grace and Zoella and lots of other beauty guru type YouTubers and lots of other YouTubers probably do something called their monthly favorites. So there'd be like January favorites, February favorites, and it's usually their favorite products, their favorite items of that month that they've been using a lot, something new that they've tried. And I got a couple new products this month that I thought, oh, they're kind of cool and I'd like to talk about one or two of them, so maybe I could do something like that. But then I thought, well, what else would I put in it? Because I'm not a really big product-y type person. I don't have a lot of cosmetics stuff. I don't have a lot of just items that I buy. I'm trying to have fewer items, right? So I was like, what would I put in this? And then I started to think, well, I kind of want to talk about some of the stuff going on in the world right now that is shitty that I don't want. So like my least favorite things. So what I've decided to do is something that I'm going to call more or less. And I know that this sounds kind of a little bit like indifferent to everything, like, oh, this is more or less January 2017, but I'm fine with that. And what this means is I'm going to talk about things that throughout January that I wanted more of, or that I would like less of in the future, or fewer of in the future, depending on what we're talking about. So here we have my very first more or less, January 2017. This doesn't mean that I'm gonna do it for sure every single month. Maybe I will, who knows? So the first thing, the thing that I actually wanted to talk about, the only really product thing that I have to talk about, is something that I just picked up yesterday. I was at the store forcing myself to do some grocery shopping because I was like out of bread. I needed some really basic things. And I noticed that ELF, Eyes, Lips, and Face, tinted lip balm in red for some reason was on clearance for $1. So I picked it up because I have some lip balms that are local, that are all natural and stuff like that, but they're not vegan. So I've always opted for the local, you know, like I know where the ingredients came from kind of thing to support that, rather than just not having any lip balm or spending a lot on an expensive vegan lip balm. But my friend McKenna, who had tagged me in the vegan favorites tag, which I haven't done yet, but I did the vegan tag, she's the one who actually let me know that ELF cosmetics are all vegan and cruelty-free. They don't do any testing on animals, anything like that. Some of their other products, like some of their makeup products, like the brushes and things like that, those are not all necessarily vegan, so you have to do some further research into that. But as far as the cosmetics go, they're all vegan and cruelty-free. I did not know that, and that line is available at a lot of basic stores, and it's really inexpensive. So I decided to pick up the red tinted lip balm. I think it looks pretty good. It's the only product on my face right now, so I understand it looks a little unbalanced. But it's a moisturizing lip balm that just happens to be red. It's got vitamin A and E and jojoba and grapeseed oil, and it's minty. It tastes good, and it feels good, and it's good for everyone. Unless you're allergic to red 40. Maybe that's why they put it on clearance, because they have other ones that aren't red. So more ELF cosmetics. I would also like more tea. I've been drinking so much tea this month, and I already have a ton of tea. I have an entire cabinet in my kitchen, like cupboard, filled with tea and mugs and tea accoutrement, and I just feel like I can never get enough tea. I love tea. So more tea. I would like more cat snuggles in my life. That is a good thing. I kind of wish my cat was out here right now. She's usually like sitting in the chair cuddling with me, but I think I've been talking at the camera for so long today already that she's hiding somewhere. Now for a little back and forth, more or less, because I don't really have complete sections of just things I want less of. But for a comparative more or less, I would love to see more kindness in the world and less of that just being polite. Like less of the, oh, let's just ignore the big important things going on in the world in favor of getting along. Let's just play nice. Less of that and more of legitimate kindness. Recognizing that in order to be kind and in order to love everyone, sometimes we have to talk about tough shit. On the same note, I would like more justice, less oppression, more truth, less bullshit. I am loving, and I would love to see more of this. YouTube in general, because I've just been loving watching a bunch of YouTube videos. I've been watching a lot of different YouTube shows that are really popular that I had never really watched before. Like Rhett and Link, I used to watch occasionally. I'd seen a couple episodes of Good Mythical Morning, but now I have been watching Good Mythical Morning and Good Mythical More, like a lot of it. A lot. And I've been watching a lot of Dan and Phil, whereas again, previously I had only seen a couple videos. Like, I'm aware of them, I know who these people are, but now I'm really getting into their content. So definitely more of that in my life, but also more of YouTubers and other people that I follow, people that I look up to, people that I support, being on the side of justice. I have just really loved seeing that, you know, like, because there's a lot of people who just don't talk about those things a lot, so you figure, oh, we have a lot in common, I kind of know the, you know, checkpoints of their life, so they probably support the same things I support, but you don't really know if you've never heard them talk about it. So it's just been really cool to find out that the majority of the people that I support and look up to really truly support the causes that I support and are just doing the most that they can to benefit the most people and fight against injustice and oppression and systemic racism and all of that kind of stuff. And I have also learned that some people that I looked up to are really not people that I any longer look up to and support. So more of people not being afraid to say that they support justice. I feel like a lot of us don't talk about that because we are afraid of the backlash. But everyone else is so cool talking about the stuff that they care about that is detrimental to us. So I've just loved that so many more people are now being like, you know what, we deserve to say this too. We deserve to say our piece too. So more of that. More of people giving me hope. I just, especially with all this negative stuff going on in the world, and again, I'm not the kind of person who thinks, oh, we just need to ignore that and focus on the positive, because no. The only way out is through. We need to deal with these things in order for them to get better. I don't know what that dance was. Ignore that. But just in everything, some people really just are beautifully kind and good to strangers. Yesterday, I mentioned that I forced myself to go grocery shopping yesterday. And as I was about to leave, I'm like trying to keep myself on a budget, right? But as I was about to leave, I realized I forgot I needed one more product, bath and beauty product related item. So I would have to go and get that. So I went over to get it, and you know, there are just some things that you have to spend a certain amount of money on in order for it to be good. You can get the cheaper version, but it's like crap. Or you can spend a little bit more money. So I had to go and get this product, and I got over there and I looked in the place, and right in the area where it was, someone had cut out and left 2 coupons for the product that people could use. And it was like a $3 off coupon, which is, you know, fairly significant. And I was just like, what? Are you kidding me right now? So I looked at them, I figured it out, and one of them was actually for a slightly fancier version of the product than I normally get, but the coupon made it less expensive than the thing I normally get. And I've never even used coupons. I really haven't. Like, it's not a thing that I do very often. I just like go to the dollar store. But so I figured out how to do that, and it worked, and I got $3 off, and I was just like, that is so cool. Whoever thought of that and did that, and, you know, and I don't know who that person is. I don't know what they believe in their life, but it doesn't, that person thought, whoever that was, maybe it was an employee, maybe it was a customer, who knows? I have no idea. Whoever that person was thought, hey, look, I have access to these coupons, and I might not want them, or maybe there were more of them and they used one too, but they didn't need all 3 of them. Sorry, I just hit something on my table. And they decided to leave some for other people. That's so cool. I don't know how many more there were before me, but I used one and I left the other one there, and I actually found the exact product that it went to and put it next to that exact product so that people wouldn't have to look around for 10 minutes like I was, like comparing it, like what is this for? So really cool. More stuff like that would be great. On that same level, the unboxing video that I just did was a really good friend of mine who put together a care package for me, because she knows I'm on a budget right now, and she sent me a bunch of awesome snack foods, all vegan stuff, and art. So another thing I would like more of in the world is art. This was made by my friend Claire. This is something that I got from one of my viewers, Leah. Claire also watches the channel. Leah gave me this at the medieval fair last year or the year before, and this I just got today. Also for winter solstice, one of my good friends made me, like carved for me, this pentacle pendant out of a found piece of wood that they then cut into a disc and carved into a pentacle. That's so cool! More of that kind of thing. Handmade gifts are awesome. More prosperity and abundance consciousness. Do you like my accidental prosperity and abundance colors, by the way? I've just been finding all week that I've been accidentally wearing green and gold. So more prosperity and abundance consciousness, less scarcity consciousness, which is funny, you know, more of more and less of less. More crystal jewelry. I have gotten back into making crystal chip bracelets for sale on my Etsy shop, and I'm wearing one of them as well. I've decided that I really like this style, and I'm gonna wear this one from now on. My mom and I used to make them, and my mom still sells them on her Etsy shop in a slightly different style. I made sure that mine were different, so they're not the exact same thing, so you can still get the other style from my mom. I believe she's still doing those. She also just does a lot more of the wood-burned pendulum boards and plaques and things like that. My mom does a lot of the wood-burning stuff, so check out her Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the description. But I've gotten back more into doing this because people are requesting different crystal jewelry items from me, so I'm kind of expanding what I'm doing with that, and I think I'm doing some really cool things with it that I really enjoy, which is important, putting a lot of love and energy into it. And I'm actually working on, I just got the idea yesterday for a very funny Jenna Marbles style video sort of related to these, so look forward to that. More connections. So within the month of January 2017, I connected online with, several awesome people, but specifically some of the ones that really surprised me were Lysera Firefox Allen, and Thorn Mooney. So the story with that, I think someone shared something from Lysera Firefox, who is the author, or one of the authors, I forget, of Jailbreaking the Goddess, which I have been hearing a lot about for a while, but I have not gotten my hands on yet to read, but I've been loving all the little articles and snippets and things and sharing a lot of stuff. So I think maybe someone shared something about that. I don't remember, but I ended up finding Lysera on Twitter, and at that moment I was considering doing an online course with someone else that would really benefit helping me get my spiritual business going. And so I found Lysera and found out that she was also offering an online course around Jailbreaking the Goddess. And I was like, I want to do both, but I can't feasibly do both right now. So I followed Lysera and I was like, if I can't do this right now, I definitely want to do this the next time you do it. This sounds so cool. So they followed me back and said, contact me if you have any questions. And it's just like, that was so cool to me because Lysera Firefox is someone that I read about in the Modern Pagans research interview book about earlier in America, earlier with neo-paganism in America, they interviewed all these different people who were very influential to the movement, and Lysera Firefox Allen was one of them, and I'm just like, I'm communicating with this person on the internet right now. The internet is so cool. I've chatted back and forth with Thorn Coil a couple of times through the internet as well. So cool. And then Thorn Mooney came up the other day. Let me just tell you this little story right now. Because I was talking with one of my friends who's a high priestess, and I was saying something about an article that I was reading about some current event issue. And they said, oh, that reminds me of an article by Thorn Mooney that was about something similar. And Thorn Mooney is a name that I've seen a lot. People share articles a lot around the internet. So I was like, oh yeah, I think I've probably read that article because I've read articles by Thorn Mooney and I've read several articles on that subject. So I said, yeah, I think I've read that one. And my friend said, I love her blog. And I thought, oh, I've never actually checked out her blog before. I've always just seen articles come through my feed or whatever. So I Googled, and the first thing that pops up in the Google feed is an image, photos of a person that I know from YouTube from years ago. We had interactions. And I was just like, hold up, I know this person, but I didn't know that that name and that face were the same person. So I then looked Thorn up on Twitter, messaged them, and said, funny story for you, this is how I just found out I know who you are. And Thorn wrote back and said, oh, well, and it's been years by now, I'm a long-time viewer of your channel. And I was just like, what? I also just found out that Kellyanne Maddox watches my videos, which again, I did not know. What? Yeah, so making connections, the internet is awesome. More communication, just in general. Communication has been really important in my life forever and should be important in everyone's lives forever, but has been really important for me this month, especially when some of us are struggling with different things. Being in communication about those problems is really important, so more communication. And then the last thing I wrote down is more time spent with my partner and less time spent and effort spent on shit that isn't making any progress and isn't helping positive change. Something else you can look forward to in 2017 is also more videos from me. More of this out there. Thank you very much for watching. Until I see you next time, don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye.